Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going over the Object 704, the Tier 9 Russian tank destroyer. And oh my god, this Object 704 has been in the game for a very long time, and this is the original big tank slapper with this nasty alpha. Well, way back in the day it had 850 alpha, and the armor was kinda okay. It still a little bit holds up today, but not as good. But this is the original tank slapper out there. Now this thing, when it shoots, it hurts, because it does damage. And Progetto, smack, gone. Who needs a Progetto when you got an Object 704? Alright? Now this tank, the overall feel of it, it's just nice. I don't know what it is. It's nothing like super special about it. The AP shell is not the super fast. The dispersion is not the best. The accuracy is not amazing. The reload is not fantastic. I have like what, 13 seconds, 12, 13. But you just hit and you just smack them around the place. They got nothing against you. But to all in all, this tank destroyer is a versatile one, I would say. Like, it doesn't really have armor, but it has armor. Sometimes you come into this weird places where you just bounce with it, kind of thing. And for some reason, I'm talking about armor when I'm showcasing a tank destroyer, because the gun should be the main focus. And we missed that one. But hey, that's a hard shot. That's a hard shot. And surprise, to my knowledge, we didn't get spotted. So that means one of them has binos, and I'm recognizing the Object 704 has the binos then. Ouch, a little bit of an overkill there. We ammo racked the SU. Ouch. I want this AMX to just get out of here. Like, you can't really do much. Oof. But man, do we hit with this thing. And here I showcase that the tank, you do showcase a lot to the side. That could be the one that spotted me before, the Type 62. But hey, thank you AMX for your service. Now we can sit here, hold down. So the gun has 286 pen with the regular AP, 880 shell velocity, which is not particularly good for a tank destroyer. And the APCR is 329 with 329 pen and 1100 shell velocity. As this Type 62, he crossed over. Now. Alright. I could replicate. I did the very same thing on the stream. I said now, and then he peeked, and then I fired. It was kind of nice. And the HE is also really good. You got 90 HE pen, so intuition is a very interesting thing for this tank. And the shell velocity for the HE is 880. The mobility, as you can see, is quite okay. You do get around the place, especially with the new field modification, so you bring up the speed even quicker. You can see my acceleration is not the best here. I'm anticipating this only to not peak on me, so because we have been ravaging everything around him, so he should have a little bit of a fear factor going on here. Here we got the Super Hellcat. Nom. And well, the view range is 360 on base, so it's kind of rough to get in full view range, but by the looks of it, it's kind of fine. And we get nom the score of 56 as well. Oh man, we seem to racking up a tally here, and I'm curious to see that we are about to lose the south there in the banana road. So let's relocate over there and see if we can't snipe some. Like I talked about, this tank has been in the game forever, I feel like. This thing has been the bane of doom for God knows how many times. But it's kind of fallen off a little bit. It's been more prominent tank destroyers coming out there that are better, faster, stronger. But for me, this Object 704 is just... ooh, I like this tank a lot. I really do. And I probably shouldn't, but I do. It's just one of those tanks that's like, it's not like super amazing, but it's just good at everything. I don't know how else to put it. So we talked a little bit about the armor. The hull armor is 120 frontally, so you are kind of a paperish tank. I would say. You have huge kind of frontal plates. But if you angle like I do here, a little bit left and right, you do have those diagonal frontal plates that somehow soaks up shells or bounces quite a lot. This poor Oni, he thought he could get an easy kill on my little tank destroyer bros there. The Steer and the Super Hellcat. I don't know how they both survived, but they managed to cling on and survive. And we pretty much dumpster on this game. 57, the AMX 1357 calls us a monster. I don't know if I want to associate it as a monster, but we are a filthy, filthy, filthy little tank destroyer player right now. And that shot is even more real filthy. Oof. Oh, no, the steward fell on his head. Oh, no. And the Hellcat tried to help. Okay, alright. Ouch. Small tank destroying bros having their own game. The gun elevation is 18, so you can aim up on pretty much anything that comes at you. Almost. But you have a gun depression of 6. It's not amazing, but it's workable. I would say when it's 5, then it's a little bit more problem. But 6, that's workable, that's fine. We can always use that. And here we load HE because, well, the AMX 57 has no armor. There's an SU-14 that also have no armor. And there's a 704 that is below 100 hit points, I believe. But we are also a one-shot, technically. A one-shot for his AP there as well. He hit us once before for 835, I just realized. That was a nasty hit in the beginning. So this tank is it's just a nice tank. It's a shame that the very end of this tech tree is not the greatest. The 268. That one, the Object 268 is not the greatest. We kind of want to stick around on this 704. And the poor 704 didn't anticipate anyone moving up since we didn't get spotted. And this AMX just disappeared? Ah? Well, he was full hitpoint last time we saw him. And the artillery does what an artillery does with that loser mentality, as I like to call it. I dislike it so much that they drown. It needs to be changed. Wargaming needs to have even more punishment for that. For drowning. Ah, man. Because it's just sad. Like, why go out like that and not go out in a bang? It's like, I whimper, I cry, and I suicide in this game. And the AMX-57 actually pushed up and got killed by the SU. So let's home into the post stats and check that out. And in the post stats, we managed to do a 5,647 damage, 924 spotting, and racking up that 8 kills. We scored in an ace, got a Radlius, got a Top Gun, got a Tank Sniper, and a high caliber on top of that. In the base XP, 1,268, which is on the high side of the tank destroyers, I would say. They have a tank destroyer deficiency minus number, I think, or whatever it's called. They get less XP overall, which is kind of sad, but that's how it is. But anyway, the detailed report, we have 40,000 credits we earned. Overall, we made 31,000 credits. Oh, we take it. It's a good game. 8 minutes game. We got to move around, shoot and scoot. But let's hop into the garage and go over more in detail of the tank. Here in the garage, we're gonna go over the crew, equipment, shells, consumables, and field modification. Let's start off with the crew. Started straight up with the commander, Brothers in Arms, 6th Sense, Situational Awareness. I picked Repair, but I think I will re-pick into Recon here to have even more of the view range, but for now I would pick Repair as the next one. So it would be Brothers in Arms, 6th Sense, Situational Awareness, Recon, and Repair. You could dump the Recon and put in a camouflage there. You could do that, but I don't know. I like the way I picked it. For the gunner, is Brothers in Arms, Repair, Concealment, and then I actually picked the Snapshot. The Snapshot on a tank destroyer helps you move your gun inside of the gun traverse limits, so the left to the right, and it actually helps the slight with the aim as well when you move around there in the gun traverse limit. So very important for that. For the fifth and last skill, maybe Deadeye eventually get that one. You could also pick the firefighting, but when they're already in your back and put you on fire, you are most likely already dead in a tank destroyer. So firefighting does not really help too much, or at all almost. For the driver, I think this is a very important though. It's Brothers in Arms, off-road driving, clutch braking, then repair, and then camouflage. The off-road driving and clutch braking is important for this tank. It's one of the drawbacks of the tank. It's the turns ultra slow. So these two with the new field modification, it's gonna help a lot. That these two, I mean off-road driving and the clutch braking, they are gonna be superb. It's almost a must for this tank. And I could also, instead of camo, you could maybe sneak in a smooth ride there, just because of how the tank destroyers work. Like you go forward in a straight line, and that's when the smooth ride kicks in the most, and it helps you aim a little bit. So when you need to kind of peek forward on someone or go straight at someone, when you turn and go a little bit more forward, it will actually help quite a bit with the smooth ride for a tank destroyer. So it could be interesting. It's obviously more interesting on a faster tank destroyer, but it helps with the slow one when you maybe going slowly over a hill as well. So it is worth to think about with the smooth ride on a tank destroyer. And here we come to the two loaders. It's Brothers in Arms, and I would pick Intuition actually, and then I would pick Intuition on both loaders. This is for both loaders. So Intuition, Repair, Camouflage, and then I would not pick the firefighting. I would probably pick safe stowage actually. So we could maybe link in a safe stowage earlier. We need only on one, and then we pick on the opposite one adrenaline rush on the other loader. But at the moment I have firefighting. I think this crew is from way back in the days, actually. But that's the crew skills for the tank. Let's go over the equipment. And for the equipment, I like to put in the rammer, optics, and ventilation. Just because I'm getting a full view range with this build, it's very nice. Very, very nice. You could change out the ventilation if you have recon on the commander. Because then you could put in an improved accuracy instead. The one that gives you, I guess, the 5% more aiming circle. It helps a bit, but this tank is 34, so it's a nice help. But I like the ventilation for the full view range that it gives, and a little bit various small buffs. For the shells, I go 50-50 here again. I almost always go 50-50, but with the HE you could maybe take 5. It's a little bit harder to get used to it when you don't have intuition. Intuition helps you so much to be able to be more dynamic and explosive. Yes, high explosives, I get it. Even I laugh to my own jokes. But it's so much easier to get use of the HE then if you have intuition on the tank. So maybe 5-6, maybe even more if you're really proficient with it. And the consumables is a standard one: food, repair kit, and first aid kit. For the field modification, now this is a no-brainer like always, the reinforced suspension. That 15% maintaining speed when crossing all terrain types is superb for a tank destroyer. Almost every single tank destroyer must pick this. It helps you turn as well. It says you get the hull traverse speed -5, the maintaining speed 15% beats that, so it's a no-brainer. You get also more suspension durability, so you get harder to be tracked. So it's the best one. It's absolutely if this was the last one to pick, it would be the best by far, I think, for all the tank destroyers. There's some few cases where you don't need to pick it. For the next one, we pick the smaller aiming circle. Must. It's a must. And then we pick the telescope or periscope. I know the consumer drops off the fire, but we're not a tank that shoots that doesn't demand our rate of fire. We are just one hit boom. one hit boom, we're a tank slapper. Or we're not a tank pew pewer, we're a tank slapper. When we shoot, the whole valley will hear us firing and they will run in fear of the 704. And for the next one, we boost the scouting. Just for the optics, that will allow us to kit it up a little bit differently. Don't have to have ventilation for the full view range then. It's interesting. We can maybe switch out the improved aiming for the turbocharge. That might also be a plan. Because on the last one, I recommend you pick the reverse speed. That 13 in the reverse speed is very bad. 15 helps it, obviously, and it's kind of nice to kind of dive away quicker from around corners as well, instead of being that really slow. But this is pretty much a personal preference. You could pick this and just be absolutely better hidden as well. It's quite a ridiculous amount of camo now I think about it. Now I'm actually starting to question which one is the better one. Ooh, this is really personalized. Maybe you don't pick anything, it's kind of fine. It's really fine. Wow. I should be prepared, but I was prepared, and now I'm really thinking about it. Now I am confused. Which one do I pick? I think I'll start with this one and see how it goes. If I feel like I need more camo or not. But anyway, that's my little review of the Object 704. The old school tank slapper, the bringer of doom. This thing is kind of a beautiful tank destroyer, to be honest. It looks good. And if it looks good, it plays good as well. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. With all the tanks. I hope you enjoyed my little review of the Object 704. I like this tank and I hope you like this tank too.